Hey guys, I'm Mr. Chewy Side, and here's a track guide from Pocono. Now I know I'm a day late, but that's because iRacing screwed up, gave us the wrong fix setup, and I had to wait till they fixed it because I wasn't going to redo the lap with that tight piece of garbage. So obviously that means no keys to the race card. We're just going to go ahead and show the blend line, pit road, then we'll get to the lap. Alright, so here we are on pit road. Speed limit is 55 miles an hour. There's your exit right there on pit speed. You can accelerate, but you have to stay between these white lines, and then you'll see the blend line, which happens to be right here. Then you can just go ahead and get on the track. So we'll go ahead and just get to the lap here. Alright, here we are about to take our lap. Fix setup. Like I said, it was the new Pocono.sto. And I think I changed the brake bias to 64. I think I gotta remember. So we'll see how this lap was done, and then we'll talk about it. Alright, there we have it for 51.5. Best I'm gonna do. So let's just go back here. If you haven't noticed by now, this is all live, so editing is not gonna be very good. Sound might not be as great either. I'm just trying to work with what I got here. So let me fast forward this long straight until we get to about here. Alright, so I'm looking at that one cone there. I call it a one cone because it's only one cone. Basically a one marker, 2 and 3, you don't get the point. And the caution light over there. So I'm braking right as I'm passing this one cone. Yeah, this is the way I drive. It's just my thing. I'm using quite a bit of brake to get it down to the bottom. You'll see a blip of the throttle here shortly. Yeah, we're just using the brake to roll it. You're slowly rolling off the brake, so it turns better each time we basically try to get it down to the bottom. Still no blip, you'll see it here in a second. There it is, that's shifting from 4th to 3rd. Again, using the brakes to slow the car to get it all the way down to that yellow line. Now once you see that it's turning there, you can let off the gas, or let off the brake and let it roll. And then you'll start wanting to pick the throttle up and use quite a bit because, well, the setup's tight and you know, these high RPMs just don't seem to pull the car out of the corner as well, but it's better than not shifting, I think, only in this corner. Either way, once you get it down there, you can accelerate off, shift to 3rd to 4th, and go down this long straight. Alright, so here we are in possibly one of the most difficult corners. I mentioned this in my last track guide, but yeah. Tunnel turn, I don't really know how to get through here consistently, but I'm looking at the caution light and the cone and this label on the wall, basically in that order. So let me slow-mo that. I'll be braking right at this caution light. Or not, apparently. This cone here on the right. See, I forget my own lap sometimes, and here we're basically dropping the speed to get it to turn into the corner. Now the car likes to roll at first. Then it gets somewhat tight. But again, like we did in the other corners, we're letting it roll. Once you get it down, start picking the throttle up. And again, the front end, you can already see it. The front is not even reacting. it's just really tight through there. And here we go into the last corner, and here it gets a little tricky because you're trying to brake as late as you can, kind of. And if you overshoot it, you'll ruin your lap up. If you go up to the second groove, it'll tighten up so bad it won't turn. If you stay on the way bottom, you run the risk of hitting the bump. So it's just a tricky corner overall. So I'm braking as I'm going over this hump here. It's basically going from flat to banking. The very tiny amount of banking this corner has. Again, using about the same amount of brake. This is just to get it down to speed. We were going slower entering the corner, so you won't need as much brake. But once you get it set again, just let it roll. Let it roll once you get to the apex, basically, and then start picking the throttle up. Now here's the set where it gets really confusing because you think you have grip, then it just pushes like crazy. You can see that here. I didn't shift. Only place I shifted was into 1. That's it. Everywhere else was in 4th gear. And that's where you power off down the straight. So that's pretty much it for this track guide. I kind of wish I would have more time to do a better video, but this is the best we're gonna get this week, and we'll be back for the Glen next week, which is an absolute nightmare because the setup's horrible. But it's still fun. Anyways, we'll see you then. Sim Racing Chewy's at.